Hello. So, today my target is to solve this question paper, and now that the exam is approaching and it is just around the corner, I'm thinking to implement the strategy of solving in iterations. In the first iteration, I would solve the questions which I am about 90 to 90 100% sure, and the rest of the questions I would do in second iteration. To be really honest, in my first attempt, that was last year, I did not give the paper iteration wise. What I did was I was going one question at a time, and there was a little bit issue of time constraint for me because of this. Because what I used to do was I used to just sit at one place 23, then I used to think upon it for the entirety, then I would finish this, then I would go on 24, then I would think upon this for another 2 to 3 minutes, then 26, and so on. So I used to do this in the first attempt. So what happened was, in the first attempt in the actual examination, I was able to attempt only 79 questions. Even though the paper was doable and manageable, for me personally, I think I took more time, because in 2 hour time period I must have been able to stretch this number of 79 questions to around easily 85 to 87 with little bit time management and confidence and not overthinking upon questions. So yeah, that is my target for this year at least. Ki I have to do the paper iteration wise, if possible maximum 2 iteration, and if time permits, then we can go to third iteration. I don't think third iteration would be much useful to me. I think first and second iteration will be enough. So what I am planning for this is that I must give the first iteration. The first iteration must take around 1 hour to 1 hour 10 minutes maximum, and for the rest of the time I need to focus on second iteration. So yeah, the main objective of this exercise is to decrease the amount of time that I take to solve questions, and to solve questions in a iteration manner. So okay, the first question is of economy, so let's do it in a more proper manner. Let's start from polity if possible, because in the actual examination I started from polity itself. So let's see, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, Central Information Commission. Okay, polity itself here only. Let's start from this only. Okay, no problem. Consider the following statements regarding orange economy highlighted in the economic survey. The orange economy encompasses industries that generate value primarily through intellectual property, cultural heritage, and creative services. Orange economy encompasses industries that generate value. Okay, let me start the timer. I forgot it. The most important thing I forgot. Where is the timer option? I have to start the timer, right? Because for iteration wise I need to be precise in my approach. Okay, so it is saying that for orange economy, industries that generate value primarily through intellectual property, cultural heritage, and creative services. I feel this statement is correct, because I had seen this. The union budget has proposed bringing all enterprises operating within orange economy strictly under the regulatory ambit of Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Orange economy. I don't think so, because cultural heritage, IPR, intellectual property, and creative service. So, and even ministry is given. So I would not attempt this. I would not consider this second statement correct. So I would go with statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is not correct. So as I am sure in this, I would mark simultaneously in my OMR as well, because that will help me save time. Consider the following regarding Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission. It operates. Achha, this is VB Ramji only. VB Ramji. It operates primarily in urban tier 1 and tier 2 cities. Primarily. No. This is very inaccurate statement. It guarantees 125 days of wage employment. 125 days. Yeah. Was it 125 or something else? Yeah, I think it was 125 only. 2B. VB Ramji. Okay. Which of the following are the primary focus areas of newly established Shanti Act? Facilitating private sector innovation in nuclear energy, utilizing radioactive isotopes for agricultural applications. Wow. Establishing a monopolistic framework for state-owned defense nuclear procurement. Advancing nuclear medicine infrastructure in public healthcare. As soon as I understood that this second statement is incorrect, I would first go and cancel out second. So we are left with 1 and 3. I would just read this statement number 3 once again. Establishing a monopolistic framework for state-owned. Yeah, because this cannot be the answer. Utilizing radioactive isotopes for agricultural applications. By what more? How more can you get dangerous than this? So let me mark this as well. 3. Okay. Consider the following features regarding new criminal codes amended in 2024. Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita introduces a rigid timeline for filing of charge sheets by investigative agencies. Bharatiya Saksha Adhiniyam BSA provides the statutory framework to penalize incidents of mob lynching. Okay, which of the following are correct? So I feel in this Bharatiya Nagrik Sanhita rigid timelines for filing investigative agencies. So what is wrong in this? And Bharatiya Saksha Adhiniyam. Saksha means evidence Act. Statutory framework to penalize incidents of mob lynching. I will come back to this statement, this question. I feel here both the statements are appropriate and are correct, but let's see, I'm not quite sure I'm worried that they might have interchanged this. कि भाई भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम, no, it was Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita. I don't know. Consider the following statements regarding the constitutional provisions and classifications of scheduled castes in India. Article 366 of Constitution defines scheduled castes by directly referring to the castes, races and tribes notified under Article 341. Once the initial list of scheduled castes for a list is promulgated by President, any consequent inclusion or exclusion requires an Act of Parliament. The Supreme Court recently ruled that state legislatures possesses the constitutional authority to delete advanced castes from the central SC list to rationalize reservations. Supreme Court is saying that state legislature possesses a constitutional authority, wow, to delegate advances. No, this is incorrect. Once the initial list of scheduled castes for a state is promulgated by the President will promulgate for state. A subsequent inclusion or exclusion requires an Act of Parliament. Yeah, this is correct. Article 366 of the Constitution defines scheduled castes by directly referring to the castes, races or tribes notified in Article 341. I am not quite sure in this statement. This can be true, but to be exact, precise in the articles, that I am not sure. So all three is not correct. Either it is only two or only one. It cannot be none here. So we have 50-50 here. Consider with reference to constitutional and statutory bodies, consider the following information. Central Information Commission Ministry of Personal Public Grievance, DOPT. अच्छा, DOPT ना, Personal and Public Grievance. Okay. National Commission for Women, Ministry of Child, Interstate Councils, Home Ministry. Zonal Councils, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. This is incorrect. And Ministry of Women and Child Development, Central Information, Ministry of Information and Telecommunication. For this, pensions. So this is also incorrect. I feel these are appropriate. I would go with only 2. 6B. The judicial writ is issued by a higher court to a lower court or quasi-judicial body when the latter attempts to assume jurisdiction that it does not possess. Prohibition. Its primary objective is to keep the inferior courts within the limits of their respective jurisdiction and administrative. It cannot be issued against administrative authorities or private individuals. Correct. That is described as prohibition. 7C. If a fundamental right under Article 21 is to be interpreted expansively, which of the following rights have been included in the ambit through various Supreme Court judgment? Article 21. Right against solitary confinement, right to travel abroad. Acha, right to travel abroad is not a right under Article 21. Right to strike, clean environment, yes. Right to sleep, right to form organizations. So my answer should not include 3. So we are left with only this. I had read somewhere that right to travel abroad, you cannot move to Supreme Court ki yes, I have the right to move to abroad, give me money. So I would go with this logic, because the rest of the things, solitary confinement, right to strike is under Article 19, I guess. But let's see, if we eliminate 4, what do we get? 4, then we get this. But I'm quite sure that right to travel abroad is not a right under Article 21. 8D. The adjournment motion is an extraordinary device available only in the Lok Sabha and is not permitted in the Rajya Sabha. Adjournment motion. The House is adjourned. That is different. Adjournment motion means to bring attention to something important. It interrupts normal business of the House to draw attention to an urgent matter. Yes, this is correct, and I feel this is also correct because it is a censure of government. And for any motion that is censure of government, it is only introduced in the Lok Sabha. It involves element of censure. Yes, that was this is what I was talking about. Against the Council of Ministers, which is collectively responsible only to Lok Sabha. It involves an element of censure against the Council of Ministers, which is collectively responsible only to Lok Sabha. This is also correct. You may feel that this is extreme, only to Lok Sabha, but yeah, they are collectively responsible only to Lok Sabha, not Rajya Sabha. So it interrupts the House urgent important matters. So now the question is only one of the statements. No, both the statements are correct, but only one of them. So I'm in this territory. The adjournment motion is an extraordinary device. It interrupts normal business of the House to draw attention. This is correct. I feel this statement, but only because only this explains the statement 1. This does not explain because it interrupts the House. So yeah, question number 9, but only question number 9B. Which of the following constitutional authorities are appointed by the President by warrant under his seal by his hand and seal? Comptroller, Auditor General, High Court, Chief Election, Governor, yes. Chairman of Union Public, UPSC, yes, definitely. So all of the statements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me check this again. CAG, yes. Supreme Court, yes. 2, 10D. 10D. Article 142 empowers the Supreme Court to pass any decree or order necessary for doing complete justice in any cause or matter pending before it. Yes, the Supreme Court has ruled that the power under Article 142 cannot be used to supplant substantive law applicable to the case. Supreme Court ruled that the power under Article 142 cannot be used to supplant substantive law applicable. Okay, I'm not quite sure in this. Let's come back to it later. The office of pro tem speaker is a temporary constitutional necessity in the newly elected Lok Sabha. Yes, pro tem speaker appointed by president. The speaker of the previous Lok Sabha vacates his office immediately before the first meeting of the newly elected. The speaker of Lok Sabha office immediately before the first meeting of newly elected Lok Sabha. Yes. The constitution mandates that the senior most member of the Lok Sabha must be appointed as the pro tem speaker. Constitution of India. No. Only one of the statements 2 and 3 is correct. That explains statement 1. Speaker of the Lok Sabha vacates his house immediately before the first sitting of the newly elected Lok Sabha. This is correct, na? So this cannot be correct because senior most member, one of the statements 2 and 3 is correct, 2 and 3 is correct, and only explains statement 1. 12C. Arrange the following landmark Supreme Court judgments concerning fundamental rights in chronological order. Okay, Puttaswamy judgment was in 2017, I guess. IR Coelho case, Manika Gandhi, Navtej Singh Johar. Navtej Singh Johar was also 2013 if I'm not wrong, but I'm not sure. Manika Gandhi was very old one. Manika Gandhi, so 4. IR Coelho was regarding 9th schedule. 9th schedule you cannot do this. So 4-1. Navtej Singh Johar, Navtej Singh Johar was regarding LGBTQ. So it is around 2018 or 2017. So Puttaswamy, Navtej Singh Johar will be last. 3-3-3. And Puttaswamy is before that. Puttaswamy 2-3. So I have come in 50-50 territory. Okay, 50-50. IR Coelho case, Manika Gandhi case. Okay, I have to attempt this now, 50-50. Let's see it again sometime later. With reference to pardoning power of president under Article 72, consider the following statements. The petitioner has a right to an oral hearing by the president. No. The president can grant a pardon even before a person is convicted of an offence. The president's power to pardon is an executive power that is entirely immune from judicial review. Entirely immune from judicial review, no. This statement is incorrect. President can grant a pardon even before a person is convicted of an offence. No. I would go with none. 14D. Pardon is only granted when you have committed something. Under the 5th schedule of the Constitution, which of the following actions can the governor take regarding scheduled areas? Prohibit or restrict the transfer of land by or among members of scheduled tribes. Regulate the allotment of land to members of the scheduled tribes. Regulate the carrying on of business as money lenders by persons who lend money to members of scheduled tribes. Declare any area to seize as a scheduled area. Okay, 5th schedule. Prohibit or restrict transfer of lands. Regulate the allotment of land members of scheduled tribe. Yes. So I have 1 and 2. I have 50-50. 1, 2. Either all are correct or either this is correct. Regulate. So I have third also. Third is also correct. Money lenders. Now I have this. Declare any area to seize to be a scheduled area. I feel the president does this, not the governor. So 15A, consider the following pairs regarding provisions of Panchayati Raj. Minimum age is 21. Reservation of seats for women not less than one third of the total number of seats. Yes. Tenure of Panchayat 5 years from the date of commencement of elections. Tenure 5 years from the date of. This is correct. And not less than one third. Not less than or not more than? Not less than one third. Contesting elections. All three. 16C. A JPFC is a constitutional body created directly under article by an agreement between concerned governors. 9. This statement is incorrect. A JPSC is a constitutional body. I know this is not a constitutional body. I have read it in Lakshmikant. A JPSC can only be created by an act of parliament on the request of the state legislature concerned. Yes. State legislatures. Yes. So only one of the statement is correct, and that explains statement 1. 17C. It is not a constitutional body. With reference to leader of opposition in parliament, the office accords statutory recognition the leader of the largest opposition party having not less than 1/10. Leader of the largest opposition party having less than 1/10. This is correct. Their salary and allowances are equivalent to that of cabinet minister. Cabinet minister. Yes. All three. 18C. 18D. 18D. Consider the following pairs regarding constitutional bodies and the authority to whom they submit their annual reports. CAG President. State Finance Commission. State Legislature. Okay. National Commission for Scheduled Class. Parliament of India. It does not go directly to Parliament. It first goes to the President of India. Only to 19B. Which of the following members participate in the Electoral College of Vice President of India? Vice President of India, I know only MPs. Only MPs can vote, plus nominated members also can vote. MLAs cannot vote. Elected members of Lok Sabha, yes. Rajya Sabha, yes. Nominated members, yes. Elected members of state legislative assemblies. Nominated members of state legislative councils, no. Elected members of legislative assemblies of Delhi and Puducherry, no. So my option is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 20B. GDP base year. CPI base year. IIB. I don't know this question. FDI is generally considered more stable and less prone to capital flight than FPI during global years. Under Indian regulatory framework, any foreign investment equating to less than 10% of the post-issue paid-up capital is listed as classified as FDI. Under Indian regulatory frameworks, any foreign investment equating to less than 10% of the post-issue paid-up capital. This is also correct, but does this explain the statement 1? Because FDI is generally considered more stable because under the Indian any framework capital equating to less than 10%. Arey bhai, no. Any foreign investment equating to less than 10% of the capital is classified as FDI. No, it is classified as FPI, and FDI is greater than 10%. Is greater than 10%. So statement 2 is incorrect. 22C. I need to be sharp because I might have been trapped over here. Okay. Which of the following are the major components of capital account in India's balance of major components of capital account? Okay, in BOP, capital account, FDI, inward remittances of Indian diaspora, remittances is in current account. This is in current account. NRI deposits is in capital account. Yes. So wherever the statement 2, I have to eliminate statement 2. Statement 2. I have this. And I know for sure that 5 must be my option. Otherwise, I will delete my YouTube channel. Even though I don't care about my YouTube channel much. But yeah. 23C. Finance Commission 16, it recommends the principles for augmenting the consolidated fund of state. Okay. It reviews the financial framework of disaster management initiatives. Its recommendations are legally binding on the union government for a period of 5 years. No. It reviews the financial framework. So all 3 is not correct. It reviews financial framework for disaster management initiative. It recommends principles for augmenting consolidated fund of state. Fund of state, CFI, Consolidated Fund of India. And it reviews financial framework for disaster management initiatives. It reviews. No, none is correct. 24D. Which of the following components forms the largest portion of India's foreign exchange reserves, fluctuations in which can exert a significant effect on the overall reserve valuation? Which one of the following denotes that component? Fluctuations. Foreign currency assets, IMF's reserve tranche, and SDR. What do we have most? Foreign exchange fluctuation with significant impact. I am not quite sure in this statement. I feel these one. The government often procures wheat and rice in quantities that far exceed from the designated buffer stock norms. The open-ended procurement policy assures farmers that their produce will be brought at the MSP. High prevailing market prices for cereals generally discourage the government from actively procuring them from farmers. High prevailing market prices for cereals generally discourage. High prevailing market prices. Government often procures. This is correct. Statement 1 is correct. Open-ended procurement policy, open-ended, assures farmers that their produce will be brought by at MSP. This is also correct. High prevailing market prices for cereals generally discourage government from actively procuring them from farmers. I feel this statement is incorrect. I would come to this later on. With reference to the findings of World Bank's recent poverty, the proportion of is living in extreme is declined to less than 3%. The consumption-based Gini index for India worsened in the last decade, indicating a sharp rise in wealth inequality. The gap between rural and urban extreme poverty rates has widely significant over the past decades. Over 50% of the non-farm jobs currently generated in India belong to the formal sector. I don't know. The PLI scheme has been approved by Government of India for how many of the above sectors? PLI. Drones, textiles, specialty, steel. Toy manufacturing, advanced chemistry, yes. I feel all those statements are correct, but then too, I need to be cautious here. second iteration. I'll take I'll drink just uh, I'll drink some water and I will be back. So yeah, we were at question number 28. So at 28, in this question, I'm not quite sure about the all of the 7. So let's see it afterwards. Question number 29. Which of the following major groups are included in the compilation of CPI, urban and rural in India? Tobacco, pan, fuel, light, precious metals, and bullion. CPI, precious metal and bullion. Precious metal and bullion. I don't know. It might be any one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is 4? Acha, so this is 4. 1, 3, 4, 5. So it can be either this and 2, 4. No. 1, 2, 3. Housing is included. So we are in 50-50 in this. So is tobacco intoxicant included or not? CPI. Or precious metals and bullions is included. I feel, why would the intoxicants be included? Afterwards, MPCI, correct. Primary function of the MPCI, operating the check, formulating broader monetary policy of India. Yes, monetary policy formulate, correct. This went out. I have 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Operating the rupee domestic card. Yes, I must have the 3 in my option. Operating NBFCs, regulating NBFCs. Why would they regulate? 30B. Bilateral. Bilateral currency swap agreement, correct. They involve an immediate exchange of currencies with a contractual commitment to reverse the transactions at a predetermined future and exchange rate. Currency swap, immediate exchange of currencies with a contractual commitment to reverse the transaction at a predetermined future date and exchange rate. I'm not quite sure in this statement. The eShram portal. The portal is intended to create a comprehensive national database for covering organized and unorganized gig workers and platforms are generally classified as independent contractors rather than traditional employees. Platform workers typically possess a variable income stream and flexible. eShram portal and gig workers. Portal is intended to create a comprehensive national gig workers and platform workers are generally classified as independent rather than traditional. As independent contractors, platform workers typically possess a variable income stream and flexible working through digital applications. Immediate. This statement is incorrect. 2 only is correct. 32, 32, 32, 32, 32B. 32B. Bioethanol, biomethanation, compressed biogas, coal bed methane. Only of the above. Crop residue, coal bed methane, compressed biogas, yes. Biomethanol, bio, sustainable aviation fuel, coal bed methane. I would go with all 5. 33D. 33D. Which of the following have been subsumed under the GST framework in India? Basic customs duty, yes. Central excise duty, yes. Value added tax, yes. Entry tax. Excise duty, yes. State, yes. 1 2 option I have to get. Basic customs duty. $34A. Middle income trap, a situation where a developing country attains a certain income level due to initial advantages but subsequently struggles to progress. An economic phase where middle class households face a disproportionate direct tax burden, shrinking their discretionary consumptions. The demographic condition where the growth of the working age population outpaces, no. The policy dilemma where raising domestic interest rates to curb inflation triggers severe industrial recession, no. So my answer is within these statements. Situation where a developing country attains a certain level but $35B. It occurs when there is generalized increase in the prices of goods and services. Increase in the cost of wages. Now, in the next few minutes, I would not speak. I would just solve, because I feel that speaking and comprehending the questions simultaneously is taking a mental load on me. So I would just pause my audio and just I would solve it. So I have completed the second iteration as well. So if we combine the two iterations, I have attempted around 75 questions. So let me just go through the questions once again, and let me find out some few more to complete it and make it 80, because 75 is a little bit less in comparison which I expect. So let me start from question number 40, 42. Start from 40, 42. Question number 40, okay. 42. Okay. Then we have question number 45, 46. 45, 46. Bilateral. I don't know. Houthis. 47, 47. 51, 51. 51, 51. Then 55, 55. 55. 55 we have. I don't know about 55. 62. 62. I have to attempt this. 2, 4, 5, 3, 4. 2, 2 and 3. Rosewood. Either rosewood or either sal. I would go with rosewood. 3, 4, 5. 62D. 62D. Which of the above or which of the following are generally associated with? Okay. 66. Ramsar sites. 69. Reed, Nagoya, reducing deforestation. 69. 77. Here I guess golden rice, but I am sure only one was approved. 77E. 79. I don't know. 80, I don't know. 82, I don't know. 84. 85. I don't know. 87. 87, I think it is C. 87C. 90. 91, I don't know. Okay, let's count. So I have attempted a total questions of 80, combining all three iterations. So I feel that I will stop at 80 questions, and it has been around 1 hour 25 minutes. Okay, so I would pause the video now, and I would tally the answer key, and will update. So I have completed the counting of test questions, and so let me write here clearly. So I had attempted around 80 questions and out of which my incorrect are around 34 questions and my correct questions are 46. So the score is around 70 approximately. Let me calculate the accuracy level. Accuracy is how much? 46 upon 80. 46 divided by 80 into 100. 57.5. 57.5 percentage. That is not what I expected. I thought my score would jump to around 85-90, but I think I have to improve a lot and I have to analyze this test, and let me see where did I make mistakes in this test or what can I improve better in the upcoming test. That is it.